As you continue on the still life, the first thing you want to do is to finish the contour lines. So we're turning those first sketches where we blocked it in into more details. You can kind of see here I finalized some of the details and used what was kind of just the blob that reserved the space into specifics. And I got rid of some of the sketchier lines. You can see I'm kind of in the process of doing that right here. Then you want to start with the ebony pencil. And using the ebony pencil, you're going to draw with it and also draw with your eraser. The three things you're doing here is you want to create shared edges and let them replace your contour outlines. You also want to create a contrast in value, and you want to let the background assist you in these two things. So what that looks like is right here. So I've begun work here, and I've gotten rid of some of the outlines by using shared edges. So if you don't quite remember from Art 1, the shared edge means that instead of this outline that used to be here, I could see one part from another, I'm going to have a darker area and I'm going to have this lighter area. And so they share this edge instead of having an outline. And you can see right here, I shared an edge with the background. Even though it was similar in value, this had a different texture. And so I created different textures. So shared edges can be created with value and texture, mostly with the pencil. The next thing I'm getting is contrast, where I have some places that are really, really dark. This ebony pencil will build up some really dark areas. And I have some places that are very, very light. And so using either the large eraser or a lot of times I use the small one so I can pinpoint. What I'll do is draw back in with the eraser so that you can lighten areas and do things that the pencil can't. So you can take the value both lighter as well as darker. And then with the background, whatever you need for the background to become, that's what it can be. So if you have an area like this table, this is going to be really dark like it is here when I'm finished. So here I'll let the background be lighter. That way I can have a shared edge. I don't need an outline right over here. Then if I get in places like the horn that are lighter, then the background can be darker. So I can let that background fade and just kind of make it a smooth blended background, but just kind of fade from one thing to another. So I'm going to work just for a couple of minutes, but I wanted you to have a chance to see the next steps and kind of see what it looks like to use a contrast in value to create shared edges. And again, the background can really assist you with that. So I'm going to draw for a few, just like I said, 2 or 3 minutes to give you an idea. If I get this one finished, then I will post an image of it on Canvas so that you can see that. So you might look for that to appear if I get that done. The side of the pencil and these small ovals, get a good smooth surface if that's the texture that you need. And most things are going to have a texture that's in that ballpark. Since I draw a lot with my eraser, I'll put down a lot of the gray tone sometimes, and I'll kind of go back and forth. I also blend with a little piece of tissue paper so that I don't get the oils from my hands on there. So you can begin to kind of smooth that out this way. Not necessary that you use this, but it does give it a little smoother look. And so I've got a little highlight back in here. So to me, the eraser is the same as a pencil as far as it creates marks. They're just negative marks. When you see me stop, what I'm doing is going back and observing. I can zoom in on the area since you've got that picture and see some of the details you might not see if you didn't zoom in on it. So it's always a good idea to zoom in when you have that option. But I'll stop frequently, kind of see where I am, make sure that I'm including the correct details. And since you've got it all blocked in, you no longer have to worry about where things will go, and you can put all your attention on your shading techniques. Figuring out what ways do you have to use the pencil to create the look that you want. The part that I had worked when I first showed you that amount with the lights and the darks took about a class period. So you can kind of see how this is not something you're going to get finished in one sitting. The time, we took a couple of days to get it drawn out. Then yesterday in class, most of us got started on this part, shading and the texture. And that's also what we're working on when everybody's at home today with distance. Then Tuesday in class we're working on this as well, and Wednesday. So past just the time to draw it out, that's 4 days in class that we're working on adding the shading. So it takes time to build up a drawing. You don't want to rush it. There's all kinds of subtle variations of lights and darks. And what's happening is your left and right brain exercises, the upside down drawings, base face and monster face, contour drawings, both blind and modified. Those are all working because you've enhanced your skills of observation. They helped when you drew it out, and they're helping you to see the details as you add in the details. You kind of see where to go, you know where something's going to be. So when I work on the trophy, I know that all that's going to happen right here. I've got the where, now I can concentrate on just the what of putting in those lights and darks. So when you're finished, the whole piece will be done with that light and dark. Don't know if I can get it all in the camera. The background again will assist, and the contour lines like you're seeing right here will become shared edges and highly contrasted values and textures like you see started there. And that's where we're headed with this. So work with your ebony, work towards these goals, kind of give it this look. Remember that we're going to take 4 full class days just for the shading and texture, so that's 6 hours. So work on it as you wish. It may take more time than that, which is fine. And I think you're going to be pleased if you take your time and follow what you already know. I think you'll be really pleased with your results.